Who got it? Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
One more time for us. Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this Tuesday, July 12th. Even though I'm looking at my stream, I wrote Monday. It's obviously Tuesday. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
All right, we got a great show lined up for you today. It's Tap Out Tuesday, so we're going to have Shane from Tucson Games and Gadgets in studio, giving up to $100 of gift certificates for Tucson Games and Gadgets. We're going to have our good friend, comedian Jen, last name? Lampers in studio again. She's a doctor. She's a doctor of ears and ear science. That has nothing to do with anything. We just like to hang out with Jen because she's funny, but it also makes us feel better about ourselves knowing that we have smart doctor friends. We're doing okay in life when our friends have great careers, and we're just, even though we're a couple of grown man-childs.
It's true.
Yeah.
Man-childs indeed.
Yes. In fact, actually, I was still reminiscent about going to see Thor with you the other day, and we were talking about on the broadcast stream of my devious plan it was a genius plan, really, to save some money by doing one adult and one child, and explaining that if anyone was going to confront me, I would just point to you and your ensemble and say that you're my special friend.
Yeah.
And
which I was to say, look at my gold shoes.
Exactly.
And then that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, as soon as we got there, somebody pointed out your beautiful gold shoes that you wear everywhere. And they had to say something about it. And very specially, I don't know if that's a word. But,
so funny. I'm like, I said the line. I did. And you're like, I heard you. I was like, I owe him this at least.
That's right. Saving that money. Speaking of money, Thor did do well at the box office. Almost $150 million. Not the biggest opening of the year, but, amongst mixed reviews, very happy Marvel camp. But it is a lower Rotten Tomatoes score than Ragnarok. But Powers and I both enjoyed the film. We thought it was an enjoyable film experience. I don't get the online hate. I don't understand it. I know it's very 80s campy kind of vibes, but it wasn't over the top cheesy to me like Doctor Strange was.
Yeah. I like Thor a lot. I think they did a pretty great job, but did it compare to Ragnarok? No, that's the best Marvel movie so far, I think.
Yeah.
Like that's
I would agree on that.
Yeah, so it did pretty good. It was fun. Thor is a riot. It was certainly funny.
Mm-hmm.
I dug it.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get the usual suspects as far as online trolls complaining about things about the movie that have nothing to do with anything. It just, essentially homophobic type of comments because a couple characters in there.
Because rock men.
Yeah, because rock men. And their core is a giant rock of a man, right?
Yes.
He's a rock man.
Yes.
And we found out during Thor, spoiler alert, that core mates with dudes, and that's how their species recreates.
Right. Its name's Korg.
Korg.
Yeah. There are no women in his species. He's not gay. That's how they reproduce.
Right. And before you start saying, wait a second, I don't like no gay rocks. Like, that's not my thing. Hey, just imagine if you had no women in your species, you'd be holding hands with dudes too. If that's how you procreate. And obviously we're going to have the sensors in us, the sensory to feel good when we procreate. That's what drives us to procreate. It's science. I'm not trying to explain it right now. It's too early. But if that was the case, like if I could only by holding my buddy's hands, I'd be holding hands all day long, 2 at a time.
Yeah.
I don't like Red Rover. Not yet. Don't call my name. I'm not done yet.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be all over the place today.
Yeah.
Today is Amazon Prime Day. Did you know that?
I somehow did know that.
Yeah. Now it's a great day to go out and support your local brick and mortar. Local shops and shop local. But if you don't have the dough, the income, and I get it. I understand. Everyone's looking for a good deal. There's a ton of deals on Amazon for the next 2 days. They say it runs through tomorrow night. The top things that we bought last year We're health and beauty stuff, electronics, clothes, and then household essentials.
Is this just like Amazon's own Black Friday?
Yeah, well, they have that too, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Amazon Prime Day has been around almost a decade, if not a little bit longer. And yeah, they just figure out a way. It's kind of like, just throwing out sales, getting people excited about it. And it's one day that turned into a 2-day event. I did see a sort of like Fitbit smartwatch that it was like only like $40.
Yeah.
That, constantly tells you your heart rate and your blood pressure and things like that. And as you get into your 40s, you look at something like that, and no matter how geeky it might look, and it looks kind of like modern and, it's tech, but I'm like, I think I might need that. I can't afford health insurance, but I can afford that watch. That could be like my doctor.
I had a Fitbit, love a Fitbit.
Yeah. Yep. Did it work for you?
No, it did. I was counting my steps, all that stuff. I just stopped using it only the past couple weeks when moving because I was getting all this dirt. I was getting like a rash. I was starting to I'm getting irritated under that Fitbit. That was the only time it happened.
So you had it all the way up until the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I love that thing. When I was in Disney World, I walked 20,000 steps. It's absurd.
Well, I'm going to save my money then because it doesn't work then.
What do you mean?
Look, you had a Fitbit and everything, but I've only noticed you gain weight since we've known each other.
That's a lot.
My phone tracks the steps if I want to be like how many times I step, but yeah. Does your Fitbit watch at least say, "Hey, fatty, get up"?
How?
Like you've been stagnant too long. Does it say anything?
How dare you?
No, I'm asking like a reasonable question here. Like, does it at least motivate you to do stuff?
Fatty is not a reasonable question. Thank you. How dare you?
Well, okay, but does it
Fitbit
motivate?
Does not insult me. Thank you very much. You can send it to get positive affirmations in the morning.
If it insulted you, you'd probably look a little better in a bathing suit.
I don't respond that well to negative impact.
Well,
I mean, you wouldn't know it hanging around you.
I'm sure you could like program your Fitbit to be positive and be like, "Hey, fabulous fatty, time to get up and move that fabulous fat ass around so it doesn't jiggle so much."
I'll tell you,
it's a Fitbit. It's to motivate you.
Have I said I missed you? Good.
Fair enough. All right, we got your morning moron coming up after Jelly Roll, but first we're kicking things off with Blind Melon. It's No Rain. I'm Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. All right, let's get on here, the podcast broadcast. Yo, what's going on, guys? Obviously, that was our show open in studio. Very special guest. Not this guy. He's just a normal guy. We got Jen Blanco. Welcome back, Jen. You may recognize Jen. She's been on the show before. She's a hilarious comedian and an ear doctor extraordinaire. I don't know exactly.
Audiologist.
An audiologist. That's right. Yeah, I forgot how fun that word is to say.
Yeah.
It's like audiologist. I mean, it's a song.
It just sounds good.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Yeah. And it's even more fun in Spanish because it's like audiologista.
Ooh.
And you're like, ooh, yes, spicy.
Yeah, wow. Well, slow it down there, Jen. You're going to make me have a crush. Say it one more time, though, actually.
Audiologista? Yeah. It's super fun.
I just like the way it sounds there.
Right?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And you got a busy week because I know that you're going to be going out and consulting and going to New Mexico and doing all this medical stuff. But you also have a show coming up?
I do. I have a show on Saturday at the Screening Room at 7 p.m. It is called Ladybits, and it is female comics from here in Tucson and in Phoenix.
Yeah, now we did Ladybits before, right? So
Yes.
This is the ongoing series. You're not doing this. Is it monthly or is it like bi-monthly?
It's like every 2 or 3 months. It just depends on the lineup at the Screening Room and what we can get in there. So
Yeah, and this Saturday, I guess, would be like the third Saturday of the month. I mean, but yeah, so it's all. Who are the other female comedians?
So this lineup is pretty amazing. So we've got Lisa Christine. It's going to be her first big show. And then we've got Lee Johnson. She's amazing. I have Elena Erickson Lopez, Ashley
friend
Tappan.
of the show. Friend of the show.
Yeah, Ashley Tappan, friend of the show.
Yep,
right.
yep.
And Carrie Medina. Oh, I'm sorry. And Autumn Horvat.
Oh, just
And-
friend. We got to get her on the show.
Yeah, we
Okay.
need to get all these people on the show. And then Carrie Medina from Phoenix, who is amazing. And she's going to be our headliner.
Nice,
Yeah.
excellent. Always hustling. I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate Jen's work ethic and talent as well. So that's great. Ladybits what part is this?
I guess this is part 5. I think we're on part 5
Ooh.
now.
Yeah, you're running out of Ladybits. I mean, you get to a point.
We're not running out of Ladybits.
Oh, okay.
It's not a problem.
Shows how little I know about Ladybits.
It's true.
We have some cool things that we're going to show you on the podcast broadcast stream as well, because Powers put together a cool little video with his toy collection or collectibles collection, should I say?
Toy collection's fine.
Okay. I'm trying not to, make you sound like a grown child, but you're a grown child. We all know this.
Fine. Well, you calling me normal was the nicest thing you've ever said.
I know.
The stream.
It hurt me saying it, though.
He's a normal guy. I was like, oh, thank
What?
you.
I could be high. I don't know. And then Jen also has a video for us checking out the last Ladybits show that you got this video from? Or?
I think this one was at the Tucson Improv Movement. So,
Okay, nice. The TM.
The TM.
Sweet. All right. Well, we're going to do a live on-air tease here in a little bit, and we'll get into those videos plus Florida Man up on the podcast broadcast. And then I have video that I got to show you of these two cops in Arizona, boneheads, up in Flagstaff.
Yeah.
I was from Flagstaff as well, so I know a little bit about those cops. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Be Vegan Presents. It's the podcast broadcast. Coming up next, I'm just going to read you the headline because the audio that I'm going to play to go along with this headline is amazing.
Yeah.
It was a story that was breaking on ABC 15 up in Phoenix, talking about two cops in Flagstaff who were in trouble after they went undercover to expose massage parlors for offering sexual favors, right? That's what the massage parlors were allegedly doing. Without even knowing anything about the story, Jen, do you have a guess of what they did wrong?
What the cops did wrong?
Yeah.
Enjoyed the massage a little too much.
Yeah, we're going to break that down. The audio is hilarious. That's going to be coming up after Stained, who's going to be performing at Casino del Sol here soon. Here's It's Been a While on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Don't go away. Yeah, fucking nailing it. See, I could have mentioned the podcast broadcast one more time too, but it's over redundant at this time.
Real quick, the volcano, as we know, my good friend Carlin Horrible Ross would scout waitresses when he was manager over at the Cup. So he would have to go to various strip clubs around town because they have waitresses.
Yeah.
And he would call it, I'm going on a fact-finding mission.
Oh, okay.
Fact-finding mission.
Yes, it's a fact-finding mission.
Mm.
He
But
found himself,
just at strip clubs? Or
it seems like it. And he found himself there one Christmas night. And I'm just like, I think you're finding too many facts, buddy. You got to find a family maybe or something else to do. He has a nice family now.
Yeah.
Glad he got that out of his system.
Yes, good update there.
So bad.
Yeah. All right. Let me just get this ready. The Flagstaff police, by the way, in Flagstaff, that's actually a training center for a lot of police. So
really?
A lot of the police that are patrolling the street there are kind of like rookie cops.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll tell you one time when I should have been arrested, and I'm so glad I didn't.
I mean, do you want to incriminate yourself though here? Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
I do that all the time, Jen.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Okay.
So I was on my way to the strip club, actually, surprisingly, right? And I had a bag of weed in my pocket, and I was technically kind of on probation for weed. Still at the time, I was a young man.
All these extra
How
words,
are you,
technically.
How are you technically probably on probation? I think it's binary. I think you're on probation or you're not on probation.
Well, what happened was, after I spent jail time, I was on probation, but in Maricopa County, and I left Maricopa County. They told me not to, but I told them, fuck off. I'm going to Coconino County, which is Flagstaff, to go to school and better my life, because I got caught up in the system. Long story short, I felt like I was in the right. And eventually the judge decided that I was in the right after numerous phone calls and threatening letters. But during this time that I got pulled over, it may or may not have been in that gray area of probably still on probation.
Oh my God.
But in a different county. Yeah, I'm a G. So my roommate wanted to go to the strip club, and we've been drinking. And, I was always the designated drunk driver, which you shouldn't do, kids.
No.
So I'm driving his car. And just as we're like pulling into the strip club, I get pulled over by a cop. And I literally park in the parking lot of the strip club right there off San Francisco. And it was kind of like a shady way for the cop to pull me over in the first place. He shouldn't pull me over. And he kind of like entrapped me. It was bullshit. But I was drinking, and I did have weed on me. In my pocket. So this guy comes up to me. He's like 23 years old, major dick, like stereotypical, cop, bro. And he's asking me if I'm drinking, and I'm giving him attitude, like, no, I'm sick. And like sick, yeah, I got a cold. I'm on NyQuil. I'm angry about it, whatever. So he's like, get out of the car, and so he gave me basically the rundown. Hey, do your finger to your nose, blah blah blah, all the DUI tests, and I'm failing every single one of them. I'm like, I'm sick. I got the flu. I'm telling you, I'm sick. I'm saying all this, giving him attitude, and my whole alibi is that I'm just so sick, and I'm just on medicine, driving my friend around. Right now, if he would have searched me at all, it's game over, right? Because I got weed in my pocket, and then I'm going to be arrested. They'll do, breathalyzer, DUI on top of that. But I am doubling down. I got people at the bar across the street yelling, "Don't do it!" and I'm yelling back at them. And he's like, "What are you doing, man? This is the kind of stuff that'll get you arrested." And I'm like, "Hey, I told you I'm sick." Like that was it. I just kept saying, "I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of this. I got a cold." So, anyways. I bullshit my way through this, failing every single like DUI test, roadside test that you can do.
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, I'm just gonna let you go with a warning. I'm like, thank you, right? He's like, since you're sick, I'm like, thank you. And then so he let me off with the warning. I lock the car and I walk immediately into the strip club, right in front of him.
So
Rock on 2.1. Right in front of him. I was in the parking lot of the strip club. I'm like, well, since I'm here and I almost went to jail, I might as well just go into the strip club.
I mean, you only live once. YOLO, right? So it's
YOLO, yes. And obviously, if you're hearing us on the air, you have no idea what this story is about, but we're continuing it on the podcast broadcast, which you could join us on the stream. We're hanging out with comedian Jen Blanco. And I want to share this story with you real quick because I was talking about Flagstaff Police, and up there, it's a lot of rookie cops. They're all noobs. There's a training center up there. So I don't think any police officer, most of them anyways, up in the Flagstaff area have been on the force longer than 3 years. I think they get transferred out once they, put their hours in, so to speak. But there are some that live in Flagstaff and want to be career police. And there's a couple cops who are currently in trouble because they were investigating a lead that they got about massage parlors up in Flagstaff. Now, this doesn't surprise me. It's such a small town that if you're giving handies on the side, that word's going to get out quick.
Yes.
Right? I don't know how you keep that secret. And I don't know what you need to really do to investigate thoroughly. I mean, you guys know what's going on in those massage parlors. But two police officers decided to take the law in their own hands and go undercover to really get all the evidence they need to prosecute these women and, stop sex trafficking. That's what it comes down to. We just don't want these women to be sex trafficked.
Yeah. Are you sure they took the law into their own hands, or did that?
Or did
Don't get hung up on
or
words.
did the masseuse
Powers.
take it into their hands? That's all I'm saying.
I think the masseuse took the law into their
I'm
hands.
just saying.
You're a Captain Buzzkill lately. I want to hear you.
I'm finding a fun joke in there.
No, nerd. It didn't sound like too much of a joke. But anyways, all right. You're getting me distracted. Let me get into this.
Keep going.
All right. I apologize for the nerd comment too. All right. So it was called Operation High County Hydra. So I can get into this, but Javier Soto of ABC 15 actually talked about this story on ABC 15, and there's excellent sound bites. Let me play this for you.
Learned two Flagstaff police officers went undercover into massage parlors, took off their pants, and each allowed themselves to be fondled at least 5 different times. Experts say state law is clear. That's illegal. But it was approved by
They're rookie cops, guys. They're rookie cops.
several agents and Flagstaff command staff.
ABC 15's Zach Crenshaw has spent months looking into the operation's ongoing criminal case. He has more now on the ethical, moral, and legal questions.
Yes.
Zach's only gotten 3 handies. That's He's checking too. He's
I'm
investigating.
gonna fast forward because the cops actually are seen in footage explaining what their whole procedure was, what they were thinking, and they didn't think they were in the wrong at all.
Really?
Yeah, and they went back 8 different times. 8 and
Wait.
initiated it, like initiated the contact and everything. So it's not like these girls are like, "Hey, would you like a back massage?" and then reach around. It wasn't like that. At one point, the police officer, while getting a back massage, put his hand on the lady's calf and was like rubbing her calf. You know what that means, right, Jen?
Oh, yeah. I do.
That's like, hey, and trying to get it going on. So listen to this.
And I was like, well, if you want me to take them off. And so she was like, well, your comfort, if you want them off or you don't want oil on them. So there was kind of some confusion on that. So I ended up taking them off. And that's what I felt like the suggestion was from her.
That is Flagstaff officer.
So
That
he's
is not
talking.
a suggestion.
Yeah. And so he's like, well, I guess I just get naked. I'm confused, so I'm just gonna get totally naked.
I'm confused.
Justin Everhart in a deposition, talking about the first time he allowed a masseuse to fondle him naked.
As soon as I got aroused, that's when I immediately started asking about the money and like how much. And like I said, I've never done one of these, so I was fairly nervous and I didn't know where to like stop it. So I was trying to stop it quickly.
Officer Everhart will do the same thing 7 more times over the next 48 hours.
48 hours?
Oh,
48 hours?
48 hours, this guy's.
And how did he stop it early? Like, did he just like what?
yeah.
I don't know if I got enough evidence. I got to go back. Give me another 20.
Yeah.
So
That's hilarious.
there's more audio and more to unpack on this story that we're going to take to the podcast broadcast. So stick around. We're hanging out with comedian Jen Blanco. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Amazing.
All right, Claire. Yeah. So that was just the tip of the iceberg. 8
Literally,
times.
It was literally the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
Okay.
just the
Yeah,
tip.
yeah, just the tip.
So to recap real quick, and 8 times in 48 hours, like, man, like how much testosterone do you have in you? What time do you have to take a nap or sleep at all?
Yeah.
Must have been dehydrated. So
I mean, that's the downside to being a dude, right? That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I thought initially when I first read the report, I was like 8 times over the case of like maybe like
months.
yeah,
or
2 months.
Yeah.
Once a week, you get the info, or even 8 times in 8 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reasonable.
And keep in mind, these aren't 24-hour massage parlors.
He's like, when do you guys open? Are you guys open? I thought I checked Google Maps. It says you're closing in 7 minutes. If I rush, I can get there on time. It's ridiculous.
Are there multiple people in this massage parlor? Like, how many different ladies are doing this? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, and now I'm concerned about the women and stuff. Like if it's one masseuse, like she must have cramped hands, and-
right? Carpal tunnel.
yeah,
He's calling his partner. He's like, hey, buddy, you up? Are you up? We got to investigate this some more.
a lot more. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, we should investigate it a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, let's do the math. Say average massage parlors open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Sure.
Well, let's say even 10 to 10. That's 12 hours, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the recharge, he's going back every 3 hours because you only got 12-hour window.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's every 3 hours he gets one, and that's 4 in one day, and then 4 in another day. So 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Whew.
I like that we've established that the recharge time is 3 hours. Is that the recharge time for everyone, or like
well,
what?
we're just
like, are we
doing
trying
math.
to- we're just
It
mathing.
kind of
Okay.
has to be the
Okay.
law of averages and their business hours.
Yeah,
That's true.
and
That's
then
true.
looking at the officer Everhard, which he's forever hard. Apparently.
What's his name?
Everhard.
Everhard.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I
this
love
was
it.
just destined in a scroll a long time
Yeah.
ago, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So it's the Lord of the Rings fault.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
there. It's okay.
The
Let's-
Lord
It
of
was
the
written.
Rings. Yes,
Lord
it
of
happens.
Lord of the Sea. Right? Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit more about this guy.
3 months later, his coworker, Officer Hutchinson, went back into 5 of those massage parlors and did the same thing.
Yo,
all to
Hutch.
see if the businesses would accept debit cards.
What?
Attorneys, trafficking experts, even other law enforcement tell ABC 15 there are a lot of issues with what you just heard. For starters,
Yeah. Okay. For starters, let's listen to him break it down as to how illegal this is and the whole if they take debit thing.
You guys,
Goodness.
You have them basically on prostitution.
Yeah.
Caught red-handed, white-handed, whatever you want to call it. And and if that's not enough, you're like, well, we got to see what else do they accept this prepaid cards? Do they accept PayPal? What about Bitcoin?
How about
Keep
gift
going back,
cards?
Carl.
Yeah. How about these gift cards? We got to go check this currency as well.
Yeah.
I've got some loonies from Canada.
Yeah.
Let's go check out and see if they take these.
Will they do it for a $50 gift card to Chili's? I'll go back and find out.
Some old tokens. You know what I mean? Like from Peter Piper Pizza. You're like, will you take these?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have kids, so
They were on the clock for this too, and they were probably clocking overtime.
yeah.
Yeah, jerk offs.
state law says what the officer just admitted to is illegal. 2,
One.
experts say it wasn't necessary to make the prostitution case.
They're like, hey, we had him at go. We had
Yeah.
him.
I mean, number 1 is illegal. Like, I don't understand why we're going further than that, but okay.
Oh, it gets better.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And 3, in their reports, investigators repeatedly say they're looking into sex trafficking, then
Here's an update. They didn't arrest anybody on sex trafficking. There was 0 sex trafficking
course.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. and just women willing to, make an extra buck. These massage parlors are everywhere too, here in town as well. I haven't been to one, but I knew buddies that swore by it. And you would just think like, nah, really? Is that really a thing? And it seems like most of them, like, that's really a thing.
Oh, it's so cliche that it exists. It's a thing.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, at the point, it's just like, are you going to assume, what do you think it is? 9 out of 10 massage parlors that are in a strip mall that have that basic massage with the white letters and the red background is the jerk off massage, right? Right?
It's that specific one, right? Yeah, it's only that.
It's the generic signage
Yeah.
that is going to guarantee a handy. I don't know. I got to investigate.
So if
I'll
it's
let
like
you
a
know.
fancy salon, a fancy massage parlor, is it like a no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't be at like a spa. If they
Oh.
say
It's not a
spa,
spa.
then nope, take hand jobs off the table.
Yeah.
But if it's just a massage parlor,
Then it's hand jobs under the table.
Yeah.
yeah, with a generic font, yeah, in a strip mall. These are all reasons.
He's gonna go on a fact-finding mission.
acts from potential.
I'll send you out there too.
Women who work in massage parlors are not a commodity. They're people.
Brad
Oh,
Rideout
okay.
is an Arizona defense attorney and former prosecutor. He's not involved with this
See,
operation.
Okay, well, I was wrong. This is Golden Spa Massage. This is one of the jerk spots that you could see. And their font is still kind of generic.
It's
though.
very generic, and it's also in a strip mall. I feel like if we're in a strip mall situation, then that is where we're gonna get that.
Yes. So most all strip malls, massage parlors. Then we're gonna assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's safe. It's safe to say that. Okay. Well, let's continue.
In Arizona, you cannot exchange money for sex acts while on duty.
Okay.
It is a crime.
Okay.
State statute 13-1412. A peace officer commits unlawful sexual conduct by knowingly engaging in sexual contact with any person who's in the officer's custody.
It just reminds me of a South Park episode. The officer going undercover as a prostitute and then finishing the customer off, and as soon as he's done, like, you're under arrest. Gotcha. Right. So these are the cops here. Again, they're young-ish, and
The chief
they
says
know
as
better.
the victim staked out the 8 parlors, walked in with a recording device, paid cash, and took off his boxers. Also, that statute the chief references stipulates abuse only occurs without consent. But Officer Eberhardt says he initiated the process.
So I had just like put my hand on the back of her calf, and then held it there, and then she like laughed about it. And then shortly after that, we did the rest of the stuff, and then she had me roll over.
I don't know how you can continue to prosecute a case in which you know that there's a strong possibility that this officer has committed some sort of crime.
Jack.
Yeah. So they're in trouble. So long story short,
I love how clueless he is.
Yeah. And he like literally says that he was the one who initiated it.
Yeah.
Like he touched her.
Yeah.
He says it.
And then we did a bunch of stuff. She started doing stuff. Then I rolled over.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
oh, you
Then I
just described
tipped her.
all sex.
Yeah. Tipped her, referred her to a friend.
I called Hutch. I got him on the line quick.
And Hutch came quick.
Literally.
Yeah, quicker than I did. He had to go back a third
Yeah.
or fourth time.
Oh
Gonna
my
go
god,
recharge and get back in there.
so good.
Funny.
So good. Yeah. And you're right, weirdo. The cop just didn't know how to shut the fuck up. And he incriminated himself, but everything they did was so illegal anyway. So that was the 2 Flagstaff cop story. Real quick, I want to show you a cool video. Now, Powers just recently moved, as we may know.
Yes.
And I thought, I was not envious of the task of moving his house. You were in that house for how many years?
8.
Yeah.
Wow.
8 years, massive collector / hoarder, depending on who you talk to. But
How dare you?
he also, had to put away all his toys, his collectibles. The guy has thousands upon thousands of dollars of inventory. Like he could open his own Tucson Games and Gadgets just based off of that. And it's an impressive collection. And then here you get to see a cool video of him setting it up, right?
That's right. As me, I've moved. I'm going to set it up real quick.
Let's check it out. was nice.
I love it.
The ultimate Batman versus Superman setup.
A lot of people don't know that me and Frank Powers are part hummingbird because that was not sped up at all.
No.
It's
Yeah.
just normal speed when we're not being like actually like looked at.
The
Right.
coffee happens here, you know,
Yes.
and then I go home and it's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did that take you in real
I
time?
think a total of really just 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Okay.
Like, and I was like, let's try to move a little fast, you know, just
Yeah.
to like do it because I wasn't sure that thing was going to work. But it was just like, all right, all the Simpsons are going in this box. All of this is going in this box. Like, it's all organized.
So
I love it.
funny too, where it's like you label it Batman box. That's not the only video that we're gonna have to share because we're here. Jen's here to promote Ladybits happening this Saturday at the Screening Room, which is a fantastic show, and she has a video to share of a previous performance here, and we'll play it right now. You ready for this? You want to set it up for me? Is there any better way to set it up, Jen?
Nope, it's all ready. It's ready to go. Let's hit it.
All right, let's check it out.
Right, and it's a Latina. Do you know how to tell when a Latina is depressed? Anyone? We're not wearing our lipstick. Oh, Selena, man, right? God, the red lipstick every day. I'll be sad, but I'll be damned if I'll also not be pretty. Fuck that shit. The devil doesn't win today.
Excellent.
The devil's on every day. How dare he?
So Ladybits is happening this Saturday, July 16th. Tickets are $10. And this is a stacked lineup. And it's all, female comedians doing their thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Got a little frog in my throat. It's a frog, Powers.
I was going to.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Low hanging
Oh,
fruit.
was it related to the massage parlors? Is that where we were going?
We were thinking of that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Do you know anyone who openly admitted to going to one of these massage parlors?
No.
No.
I've never known anyone that I don't think I actually have a friend that has like had sex with a prostitute.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, is it you?
Yeah.
That's
Just
what I
once.
thought.
Just once. Just once. It was one of those kind of it was an opportunity I just couldn't turn down. I didn't pay. It was, I had buddies who were vicariously living through me who were like, you got to. And I'm like, no, Mexico, passing up strip club thing. Like, no. Every girl that come by, like, no. And then this one lady came by and I'm like, whoa. Like, yeah, it was one of those situations, Jen. And I don't want you to lose.
His steel will melted like
Yeah,
that.
just melted right like that. Mhm.
Look, the point was, and I don't want you to lose any more respect for me than you already don't have, is that it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up because I'm like, there's no way I can get with a woman like this fantasy woman, right? In real life, there's no scenario where a woman that was like built like this is it just wasn't going to happen.
This type of woman.
I like. We're just like making this. This is fun. Like
There it
that.
is, little hour- little
he
hourglass,
did an
huh?
hourglass,
There
so
we
we
go.
know what's happening now.
Yeah. And the time.
It's like,
it was,
I like this sort of.
It was one of those things. Yeah, and I did. It was a fun experience. It was nothing. It was safe, condoms and weed and stuff like that. And it was. I made a good friend. She was a friend of mine. She gave me extra time on the clock. There was no rush, and yeah.
She gave
Did
you
you say-
extra time on the clock?
Yeah.
Oh, he said clock. Okay.
Nah. Yes.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a one-time thing. Bucket list. I didn't even know I had it on the bucket list, to be honest with you. And again, it wasn't my intention. It wasn't my. It was the 4th of July weekend. It was a family weekend, right? I was out with my daughter.
This is such a great family story. Your daughter was with?
No, she
Where
was.
was your daughter?
No,
during
my
this?
my friends and all the kids, we all met up at a resort and we were staying there doing family stuff. And at night, the guys were like, "Hey, we want to go out and have a guys' night," and we went out to the guys' night. But I was the only single one. I was the only one that didn't bring a wife or girlfriend. And so we went to the strip clubs, and it was their mission. And you can only be so nice and reject them so many times before you turn out to be an asshole. I'm not trying to be an asshole, Jen.
Oh,
You know?
that's how we're gonna
He's being-
spin it. It was
he's being a
peer
good friend.
pressure, guys. It was peer. I didn't want to smoke the joint, but
It wasn't even like that. It would be as rude to a certain point.
Now
you know?
listen, I have been in this situation to a degree but a more G-rated version of the only times I've ever gotten a lap dance in a strip club was when a bunch of friends dragged me, and then they're like, "We got to get you a lap dance," so I didn't pay for it, and I
Same
was
thing.
like, "Well, I didn't pay for it."
Yeah.
So it was like a different thing.
So
I don't know.
If you don't pay for it, it doesn't
For
count.
some
It doesn't
reason,
count.
It doesn't
And
count.
it was a lap dance for me too. It was just different. All right, we're on there. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Don't say anything about what we were just talking about on the podcast broadcast. Jen Blanco who's
Deal.
performing this Saturday at the Screening Room. Be honest with me. Did you lose more? Did you have any respect coming into the show? And if you did have any respect, is that currently gone?
It is not currently gone.
Thank
I
you.
still respect you. You're a great person.
Thank you. You understand my plight, Nat. Again, we're talking podcast broadcast talk, so nobody on the radio side knows exactly what we're talking about, which is fine. You're gonna have to watch the replay on Beef Vegan on youtube.com/Beef Vegan. Let's hit the reset in a way where I do have a Florida man story I'd like to share with you guys. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Florida man, catch an alligator in the trash can. If you can't do it, no one can. Come on now, Florida man.
Oh, Florida man. You know, a lot of times the Florida man stories are about criminals. This one is about a criminal who was pretty good at getting away from the cops. And I say was past tense because his latest getaway attempt was not so good, not so clever, and it ended up with him getting caught in about 17 seconds.
Okay.
You see,
17? That is like record.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. The cops were giving each other high fives for this one. His name is Dusty Mobley, and he's 40 years old, and cops were looking at for him since January when they say he stole a $40,000 boat.
Oh.
Yeah, they tried to talk to him back then, but he got away that time, and he was on the lam. Is that the
Yes.
saying? Yeah,
Yes.
for like 7 months, dude. I mean, from January all the way to July, it was a good run. He was on the boat when they found him on January 3rd, but, you know, he dove into the Florida swamp and got away. So that means he survived alligators.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Florida man extraordinaire. He's like, oh, cops going to get me? I'm going to dive in this deadly swamp.
I'm just going to live in this swamp till the heat blows over.
Yeah, good luck, bitches. Let's go. And they're like, so they let him go, and yeah, he got away. But when they tracked him down Saturday morning, he wasn't on an expensive boat. Oh, no. He was on a riding lawnmower.
What?
Yes.
That was going to be my guess. I'm like, what's he trying to make a getaway in? Did he
Yeah.
jump on a riding mower? Tractor was going to be a guess.
Yes, that's a good guess as well. But yes, it was a riding mower. And when he saw police, he attempted to make a getaway. Like I said at the beginning of this story, it only lasted 17 seconds. Here's a picture of Dusty trying to make his getaway on that John Deere and his mugshot to go along with it. So,
Drugs are bad, kids.
Yeah, you got to let the grass bag go so you lose the weight.
absolutely. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. We'll be back with more after System of a Down on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. Yep. There's Dusty.
That
Oh
guy
my
looks
goodness.
like he looks like a Dusty.
He
Every
does.
time a Florida man story comes up, I always feel bad because I'm from Miami, like every other Cuban. And it is like, I'm like, at least it's not Florida woman. It's never Florida woman. So,
It's pretty rarely. Florida woman, but
No.
uh-oh.
Yeah, I definitely do have Florida woman stories. I come across Florida woman stories all the time.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky. I did have a backup Florida man story.
Yeah.
But you're lucky it's not a Florida woman story. But trust me, so many Florida woman stories. You are the exception. You made it out there. And real quick, you're Cuban. Do you like your sandwich?
I love my sandwich. It's so good. But the biggest thing is like ropa vieja, which is great. And it
Oof.
translates to dirty laundry, but it's like a beef stew that you like put over rice. So good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
The translation to dirty laundry, though, does not make it sound appetizing to other Hispanics who don't know what it is.
Well,
that sounds amazing.
You know, my people being third generation white trash, we grew up eating shit on a shingle, which obviously is
My mom would tell me that was for dinner all the time.
Mhm. Yeah, it's an East Coast thing.
Yeah.
Well, what's for dinner? Shit on a shingle. You know, and my mom would say it all the time, and it would always be random shit. So she didn't even actually make shit on a shingle. But shit on a shingle is actually a pretty good dish. Do you know how to make it?
No, how?
So real shit on the shingle is essentially like a poor man's biscuit and gravy. If you could imagine,
Oh.
there's a poor version
There
of
are
biscuits and
there's
gravy.
poorer than just biscuits and gravy. Because gravy is just like
Flour milk.
Flour.
Yeah. And
Well,
it's
I always thought it was just, someone being a jerk. Is there an actual dish called shit on a shingle?
actual dish called shit on a shingle, and usually the standard shit on a shingle is doing a gravy much like you would do a sausage gravy, but
Yeah.
you do it with ground beef instead. And instead of pouring it on a biscuit, you pour it on like a piece of white bread.
Wow.
That's shit on a shingle.
Wow.
Yeah.
White bread.
Yeah, like
Ooh,
super.
ooh.
Like you're in that double wide, and what's for dinner? Whatever I could scrape together. Here's shit on the shingle. That is what my understanding of the basic shit on the shingle recipe is.
I didn't know it was a real food.
Oh, it's real. Yeah. It's not just.
I want to ask my mom. I want to call my mom and be like, did you know that this is real?
Yeah.
Or is just a turn of phrase? That's funny.
Uh-huh.
Look at that.
Very, very interesting.
I finally learned something on this show. All right.
Don't give me that.
What?
Come on.
Look at his face.
Like,
His face
yeah.
just-
I feel like you learn a lot. You know what, Frank? You never stop learning.
not on here. I learn a lot all the time.
Yeah. I'm constantly giving like little information, and I got tidbits to share with you guys all the time. Like, what were you doing?
Oh, wire got caught. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'll give you some more facts I didn't get to today. Let's see. Because I have them sprinkled all through my show sheet.
Mhm.
I know that's boring. I know. I need on hold music. Like, did you know? Oh, you know how 7-Eleven got its name?
No, how did 7-Eleven get its name?
I see. Are you actually intrigued? Honestly,
I am
Can I
always
guess?
intrigued.
yeah, guess.
I believe weren't those the hours of operation when it opened?
You are correct, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, 7-Eleven got its name from the original hours. It was opened in 1946. That's when 7-Eleven opened. It was open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And they didn't start staying open 24 hours until the 1960s.
Wow.
But that's where they got their name. But 1946 was the first 7-Eleven. Isn't that nuts?
That is surprising.
Yeah, see? And that's information you didn't know.
I got that right, but I didn't know the year of the thing you were talking about, though. So
I
that
like how
kinda-
Frank is like, I actually knew that. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, you didn't know. It was, you had a great guess.
I knew
A
that.
correct guess.
I love 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is one of my I like that what's
Show
one
your
of your
cup.
favorite corporate
Did you go
nonsense?
yesterday for the Slurpee thing?
No, I didn't.
I
It's
know.
a good
What is
thing you
that?
didn't. There's a guy actually who was like mass murdering people at 7-Elevens on 7-Eleven Day.
Really?
2 people were murdered, 6 people were shot, injured from one man, going to 6 different 7-Elevens and robbing them on
What?
7-Eleven Day. Yeah. That's a news story that I didn't share on the air because we're trying to do feel good radio.
I
But
was about to say, sponsored by QT.
right. I got so many. Yeah, I know.
Sponsored by QT and Circle K. They're ganging up on
That's right.
7-Eleven. They're like, F that.
Oh, that reminds me. I went to Circle K the other day,
Yeah.
and there was like this shady guy like outside where I was just like, you kind of see someone, you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to walk around and try to avoid any kind of
Like-
interaction.
Yeah, you don't even want your personal space to touch.
Yeah, like kind of like homeless and crazy and everything else, and so I'm avoiding him. And I do a double take back, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. That's just an employee on break. Shit. That is not good, Circle K.
I'll be right in there. Don't touch nothing.
Yeah, like, oh, great. No wonder the line's 20 deep.
Yeah.
So
Circle K is the some
Well,
of those. they're
we're on
war
the
zones.
stream, so we can't talk too much shit about a particular brand. But
I just love how those employees, they're like ready to fight.
yeah,
They are like ready to go.
Mhm.
If you work at a Circle K, you got to be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In life, you just got to be ready to fight. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be ready to drop it, you know?
See, she's Cuban, and
yeah.
she actually had a little bit of Scarface come out of her
I
when she was saying, "Yeah, no." Like,
Yeah.
I could.
We're gonna do this, man, okay? We're gonna do it.
Now, what were your parents like, Jen?
My parents?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. Were
What
they
type of crazy?
first generation American from Cuban?
So my mom came over when she was 7.
Okay.
Yeah. So she came over right after the Bay of Pigs. So we're that generation. So I'm technically first generation because I was born here.
Okay.
So,
Nice. And do Cuban people love the movie Scarface?
most Cuban people have not seen the movie Scarface
Okay.
because there are exactly 2 Cuban people in Scarface.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pacino's not Cuban. I mean,
No.
it's pretty racist.
Well,
Who are
yeah.
the 2
But
Cubans?
Manny is the guy who's 6'2". That dude is Cuban.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And it kills him. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
You killed the Cuban dude. That's not okay in the Cuban film.
I know. That's funny. You want more like fun facts and information? Because I got another one that I didn't get to today.
Let's do it.
According to a new study, people who are born into money show more sensitivity to the poor than self-made success stories. Yeah, does this surprise you?
I'm surprised because I know broke people tip better. Like those of us that have worked, like being a bartender, DJ,
Yes.
waiter,
Yeah.
they tip better than people that ain't worked, and they're like, this is your job.
Yeah, poor people are more charitable, and
Yeah.
there's been studies showing this. And I knew this as a young age, at a very young age, doing Pop Warner football, right?
Okay.
Because our team was the worst team in the entire league every year. We're always like never winning a single game. We're like 0-10 every season,
Oof.
just the worst. But we always came in first when it came to selling candy bars to raise money for the Jerry Lewis muscular dystrophy,
Yeah.
telethon that we
Jerry's
used to
Kids.
do. Yeah, Jerry's Kids. So that would happen every year. Right now, the neighborhood I grew up in Phoenix was a poor neighborhood. We were playing against, teams and districts that had like brand new uniforms and all the whole gear, right? Kids with money. But my district, my area, we were just the ragtag poor kids. And so we had all the third hand, not even second hand, third hand, hand-me-down bullshit, stuff falling apart, looking like just trash. But we would go out and we would sell more candy than any other team, always winning all the awards for selling most than any other team in the metropolitan area of Phoenix in Pop Warner, in those poor districts, because those people were more likely to reach into their pocket and buy candy from us. It's crazy. Yeah. So anyways, back to the people who are born into money showing more sensitivity, which is an odd study to show because that's kind of like the opposite of what we're talking about. They say it's possible because people who climb the economic ladder see it as being easier and have less sympathy for those unable to follow them. So you grew up, this is your first generation American from immigrant parents. So I could imagine that you probably didn't have money as a kid growing up, right?
Oh, definitely not. Did not have money growing up. Lived in like the hood in Miami. So Hialeah is what it's called. Like hood. Went to like Goodwill for any toys, you know what I mean? Like everything. I still shop at Goodwill. I have a doctorate now, but I don't care because I'm like, I'm not going to spend the money. Like, just hold it.
Right. But see, now that you made it successful, that you're successful and you're financially successful, you're like, fuck those poor people, right?
No. No.
I don't know. I mean, literally, Jen walked in the studio. She just said, these poor people.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
do those earrings say?
Smells like
Hang on, let me see
poor
those
people
earrings.
here.
Those earrings right here.
That
These earrings.
says F you. The other one says poor people
Yeah.
on her other ear, which I found offensive.
Yeah, that is so offensive. Rockmo 2.1, who's this?
Yo, Levi, you.
Oh,
the
Levi the
legend.
legend. Yeah, you ready to get seduced by a legend, Jen Blanco?
I guess so.
All right, what's up, Levi?
Yo, so, I appreciate, all the camaraderie I got here. KFMA rules, dude.
Yeah, what camaraderie are you experiencing at this current time here, Levi?
So, I'm just wondering if anyone else feels like we need a new Luden, and that means leader. There's this song by Bring Me the Horizon. We definitely do need a new leader.
Right. Okay. So the camaraderie is we need to get rid of our current leader and get a new leader.
Yeah, we need to unite. We need to,
you're not
make America great again, dude.
Oh my God! Don't
geez,
Levi. Don't come at me with nerd like politic talk. Like we don't talk about politics or religion. That's nerd speak around here, bruh.
Like, with or without anyone. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yes.
No matter what happens, we need to, be united, bro.
Right.
Ludens are also a delicious cough drop there, Levi. I recommend wild cherry.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, is there any other flavor?
I'm not like denying anyone, and I'm not supporting anyone.
Okay,
Wow.
that's
Okay,
good. Yeah,
okay.
that's very undecided.
Positive vibes.
Yeah, and you don't currently vote for anybody, so that's great. So
Yeah, definitely. I'm just, I got a feeling we need a new Luden. So,
oh Jesus,
can you
we're
guys
back on
play
that
this
again.
Song for me?
Yes.
I got a feeling. Do you want us to play that?
Yeah. You want me to play YMCA? It seems like that bass loves that song. I'm sorry. That's nerd talk. I don't
Like,
want-
nah, Bring Me the Horizon is the shit, dude. Like, that
All right.
song's amazing.
All right. Yes, I will play that, Levi. Any parting words you want to say to Jen Blanco, who's performing this Saturday at the Screening Room? Because she's hilarious and hot and a doctor. Have you
my
dated?
last word is, like, your voice is amazing. I'm, like, enchanted.
Oh.
Like, seriously, you are going to rock the Screaming Room.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not performing at the Screening Room, Levi, but thank you.
Well, for her, she's performing at the Screaming Room.
He meant her
the
voice is
compliment
enchanting.
was for me, B.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
not your
for me.
voice.
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to bang her,
Yeah.
not me. Oh.
You know, I've been practicing my metal screaming, so
Now, Levi, you know it's the
Like-
screening room, not the screaming room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, easy mistake.
oh, screening room.
Yeah.
Haha.
But you have been practicing your metal screaming. I definitely want to hear that.
Yeah,
You want to hear a little bit of it?
Fuck yeah, dude.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I love asking Alexandria. Wow.
I don't know, man. It didn't seem that loud, that metal. I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of sounded like folk screaming, like folk music. Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah, indie metal.
Yeah, like Peter Bjorn and John, whatever.
Well, I was gonna say that's more of an Oscar the Grouch, personally.
Oh,
It
okay.
sounded
You
just
thought it
a
was like
Muppet.
Sesame Street screaming.
That's right.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess you got to try to like amp up the squealing. Right now, your squealing's at a 2. I need you to crank that to an 11. Can you do that?
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Of course you can.
I'm just, I'm just a beginner at this, so at least I tried.
Oh
You
no,
know?
I would say try again. So I mean, you got it at 2. Here, we're gonna get back on the air. So I'm gonna have you scream on the air. No cursing, no Levi.
Yeah.
And then right now, like I said, you're at a 2. So whatever energy you brought to give me a 2, try to crank that up to. Look, 11 might be hard your next try, but let's crank it up to at least a 6, right? Get past 5.
We believe in you,
definitely.
Levi.
I'll crank it up, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, we got 15 seconds. I'm going to get on the air, and it's great because we're going to be following System of a Down. Perfect. So
Mhm.
I need you to scream better than Surge. Can you do that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know you can. All right, 1 second. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. So we're joined here by hilarious comedian Jen Blanco, who's performing at the Screen Room. It's Ladybits. The show is returning to the Screen Room. It's at 7 p.m. Tickets are only $10 at the door. It's all female comedians that are all hilarious here from Tucson and Phoenix. On the phone, we got Levi the Legend.
The
What's
legend.
up, Legend?
Nothing much, just living life, enjoying it.
That's what he does. And Levi told me that he's been working on his metal scream. He showed us his first scream. And in honor of Jen performing at the Screening Room, not the Screaming Room,
Right.
I'm going to have Levi try to give us his most metal scream again. But, the last time, like I said, he was at a 2. I want him to crank it up to an 11, but that's unfair. So we want to see if he can at least reach a 6. So, Levi, give me your most metal scream that you can. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, and go.
I cry when angels are to die.
All right, well, he did say die. So what do you
That's
rate
pretty
that
metal.
scream on a scale of 1 to 10? We'll start off with powers.
I'm gonna have to give that a 1.
Ooh, that's less than a 2. Jen
That's-
Blanco.
Ooh.
I would give him like between a 3 and a 4, maybe a 3.5. Let's do a 3.5. He amped it up a little bit.
Very generous there. Very generous
very
to Jen
generous.
Blanco and stuff. You were rating his screen. You weren't counting inches, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, I was rating the screen,
Oh, okay.
not the inches.
Well, nice try there, Levi the Legend. And we're going to be back with your beef tip right after these words. Stick around. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. I threw in a penis joke there, Levi. That's what I did there.
Sure did.
Yes, I did.
I
Yeah.
sure
Well,
did.
thanks for letting me, do the best I got right now. I'm working on this like crazy, dude.
Yeah, work on that shit, bro. And then you got to come back and at least give me an 8.
Yeah.
And then this time I'm definitely talking about inches. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
He likes his guys.
Oh,
I love your reactions. Whenever I
likes
do
the
a dick
beefy.
joke, a
Yes.
dirty dick joke, she reacts wonderfully.
Yeah.
All right, Levi, we gotta let you go, dude. Get back to hey, you join us on the stream. I know our beefers, our streamers here would love to comment with you. Remember youtube.com/beefvegan,
I will.
subscribe.
I will be back with the vengeance.
All right. I hope so, dude. I mean, do it for the greater good because we need a new looter, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we need a new Luden.
Yeah, Luden.
Luden by Bring Me the Horizon. That's my fave song right now.
I love it. I love it, dude. Excellent taste in music as always, Levi. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
All right, take it easy.
Peace.
You know, not to talk politics shit.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he is a legend. Not to talk politics shit, but oh man, that Hunter Biden, what a piece of shit that guy is.
What'd he do?
Oh, what has he not been doing? It's like every other day. And I know, like, you just want to be like, look, we just went through 4 years of scandal. There's scandal fatigue.
Yeah.
So I know, like, you know, commonly I'm just like, oh, whatever. I'm just, what the fuck ever. Just stay away from the White House, right? Go out and fuck your prostitutes or do your cocaine. That's what he does. And then sex tapes. I'm like, this guy films himself more than Ron Jeremy. It's ridiculous. He has more incriminating evidence on him than like his mission every single day is like, what kind of incriminating forever evidence can I make today? It's nonstop. It is exhausting. You see some of these headlines, Jen?
I have not seen these headlines, but I try to stay away from any politics. Like, it's just healthier.
Yes.
Like, and I don't get upset. It's amazing.
In this situation, it's not even politics.
Yeah.
To where it's there's a name for it because again, this is a rich kid, right? A guy who's still not grown up, still acting like a fucking teenager, who is a hot mess of a person. Who literally got the silver spoon handed to him. And what he did was he grabbed that silver spoon, he bent it, he put some crack in it, and he lit.
And he just lit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's what he does. So and if you think I'm just making jokes, like there's video of him smoking crack and banging hookers. And it's not just one, it's just like nonstop. And it's just like.
But was he doing it for the gram? You know what I mean? Like, was he doing it for Instagram? Because then, yeah.
Oh, that gram.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
I was like, no, he's.
gram.
Oh, not that gram.
Yeah. He's doing it for
other
the grams. He's doing it for the grams. Yeah.
For both the grams.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with these relatives of idiots? Who cares?
Yeah. So, it just, it is exhausting. I'm just like, the next thing you know, you're going to find out it's like, oh, the guy's a serial murderer. Like he has 300 bodies underneath. It can't get any worse. It seems like it. All right. That's all I'm going to talk about that. Thanks, Levi, for bringing that out.
That's barely political.
I
That's
know.
an idiot.
Yeah.
I know.
He's related to a political man.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Real quick, we did a morning moron in case you missed it. One little something like this. Rock 102.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents. 6:14, time for your morning moron. Let's do it. Oh, there was a couple different options here, but the one I'm going to go with as far as a morning moron is not a criminal, just an American tourist. And it's unfortunate when Americans go outside of this country. It's a bad look because we do stupid things when we're outside of this country and we look stupid to our surrounding neighbors. All right, psych, we're back on.
Oh, good. Hello.
Yeah, because we only have a little bit of time left. Got about minute 10 going into the beef tip, and the time flies by. Thanks for coming in again, Jen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love it
you're
here,
fine.
guys.
It's funny. Gotta get you in here more often.
A little update because I know you're concerned, even though you didn't ask once, but my ear is feeling better. Thank you, Doctor of fucking ears.
I'm so sorry. I didn't remember.
I know, it was such a big moment. I thought we had a moment.
I
Oh,
know, we
shit.
had a moment, and then trauma happened.
All right, I'm going to run home and use Q-tips immediately.
Don't you
So
dare.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I have that problem. I have this OCD. Like if I see a Q-tip, like I kind of have to use Q-tip. I'm like,
I mean, it
you
feels
have to
good.
insert it into you.
I have to do it.
It feels good in the moment,
Yeah.
but it's not good for
I don't go
you.
too deep. All right, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Or just, like look at the packaging on the back where it says don't insert into ear canal. It literally says it on the package.
That's ridiculous.
Why
though.
is that all people really use them for?
That is
It's
all-
the one thing
the
to
one
not
thing.
do it.
And they're like, don't do it.
Yeah.
That's not what this is for.
That's really ridiculous.
It's like reverse psychology, really. That's
Yeah.
how I raised my daughter. Everything I got her to do was telling her not to do it, and she do it. So, yeah. And it still works on adults. Go figure. All right. We got about 6 seconds. I'm going to quick mention screening room again and then get into a beef tip. But thank you, Jen, for coming on. We appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Doors open. We'll have you in again. It's always a good time. And now we got something to do on Saturday, too, which is going to be awesome.
Heck yeah.
All All right, we are back. We're almost out of time, but I'd like to thank our in-studio guest, Jen Blanco, who is once again putting on Ladybits, an all-female comedy show at the Screening Room this Saturday. It starts at 7 p.m. It's only $10 at the door. It's a great time. So if you're looking to entertain yourselves or be entertained, check out the Screening Room this Saturday for Ladybits as it returns to the stage at the Screening Room. Before we head out the door, let me give you this beef tip. I'll give you you ever heard of the rule of three? The rule of three is, common in a lot of different things. Well, I'll give you the rule of threes in the best way to remember and prioritize in survival situations. So here are the rule of threes to remember in survival situations. Okay.
All right.
You can only survive about 3 minutes without air or with massive bleeding. So that's one. 3 hours in cold, wet, or windy settings. So that's a rule of three. Or 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food. So these are the rules of three to remember in survival situations. That's the way I'm going to end the show. Is be like, hey, yeah, all these ways that you might die. All right, have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Wonderful feeling.
I should have went with the sign says you should be kissing more, but I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
I
my
look
beef
forward to
tip
that.
to you is don't die and join us tomorrow morning on Rock 102.1. Riley's up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. I don't know. Sorry.
I think Don't Die is a great beef.
Thanks. Those rule of threes.
Will come and end to all your
Thank you,
grief.
guys.
But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.